So routine is really important. Now, if God is everywhere, and God is on 24/7, and we are one with God 24/7, then of course the question becomes, well, why Brahma Muhurt? Why get up early? Why meditate? Why do anything at a certain time if God is always there and we're always one with God? It's not that we need a routine for God. It's that when we don't have a routine and we sit to meditate, most of us notice that if you're meditating for the first time in a while, it's a lot harder to get there. It takes a lot longer to still the mind. It takes a lot longer to experience that oneness. Our minds are creatures of habit. So if every morning you get up and you have a cup of tea or you have a cup of coffee at 6:30, 7, 8, 9, whatever time you have it, you'll notice that about 5-10 minutes before you have it, the mind starts going, my coffee is coming, my tea is coming. And if for whatever reason it doesn't come on time, or you can't have it, the mind is very restless. So we're creatures of habit. Or if you've got a habit of getting up in the morning and first thing you open your WhatsApp or you open your Facebook or whatever your habit may be, and you get up in the morning and your phone battery is dead or Facebook is down or whatever it may be, you're very restless. Not just because you can't have a cup of coffee or get online, but because it has disrupted your routine. The mind is set in a certain way. You disrupt it, and it gets very upset. Now, when we develop a routine of prayer, of japa, of meditation, of yoga, of exercise, of being with loved ones, of taking a walk, whatever we put into our routine, it actually gets a lot easier to follow as the days go by because the mind gets set into it. And anybody who's tried to develop a meditation practice knows it's a struggle in the beginning. Not only in the beginning, but especially in the beginning, because all of our instincts are pushing against it. If we have it in the morning, the mind is like, oh my God, I've got to sleep. If we have it a little bit later, the mind is like, oh my God, I've got too much to do. So the mind is always pushing against it. And so if you can get it into a routine, the mind will open and expand to create space now. Oh, this is the routine. And the mind will settle around the routine such that that resistance is no longer there. The mind knows, this is what we do. Every time we sit to meditate, there's an element of clearing away that which is not self, whether through a very specific practice of a neti-neti meditation technique, or whether through just a few moments of anchoring and grounding. But the more infrequently we do it, the more haphazardly we do it, the more those layers of ignorance have time to grow. It's the same reason that we tend to, clean up once a day. You sweep the floor once a day. You clean your table once a day. At least. Because if you don't, then by the time you go in to clean it, there's a lot of dust. And if you can just keep it clean, a quick sweep of it makes it so much easier to live with. And our mind is the same. If you only clear through the muck haphazardly, you're going to find yourself living in a lot of muck. It's like anybody here have a swimming pool? Anybody? Swimming pool? Okay, a few people. If you have a swimming pool, what you know is that on the swimming pool, you get these layers of muck that have to be cleaned off. And if you wait too long to clean them off, the swimming pool becomes gross to swim in. So we go in and they clean it frequently so that it stays clean. It's the same with the mind. If we're not cleaning it frequently, removing that which is not self, when we go in to pray or meditate, the mind is full of muck. So, and as far as the best routine is really just one you can follow. If you set a routine that you're not going to be able to follow, it doesn't matter how good it looks on paper. If you can't do it, it's not a good routine. So if you tend to be someone who's used to waking up at 8, 8:30, 9 o'clock, don't set a routine immediately for getting up at 4. You're just setting yourself up for failure. And then once you miss your getting up time, then the whole routine that you've set up, it's like a bag of dominoes. It's like if you're on a diet and you say, okay, no more sugar. And then you have one cookie. What happens? Anybody ever stop at one cookie? The only people who stop with one cookie are people who are not on diets. It's very ironic. Not on diets, one cookie, no problem, great. On a diet, one cookie, the mind goes, well, I've ruined today anyway, I might as well eat the whole bag. We'll start again tomorrow. And this is what happens with our routine. So if you set up something that says 4 a.m. and you snooze, and you go back to sleep for a few hours, the mind is going to say, today is ruined anyway. Tomorrow, 4 a.m. Instead, set it at a reasonable time. Set it at 6. 6:30 if 6 seems too daunting. Do that for a few weeks or a month. Then set it half an hour earlier. Give it a few weeks, set it half an hour earlier. You want to begin your morning, or I should say for me, I begin my morning with a gratitude practice. Before I even get out of bed. Literally, this is my lying in bed practice. Just 5 things. Sometimes the mind keeps going and it's more than 5, but at least 5 things that you are grateful for. 5 things. They may be new and creative each day, may be the same each day, it doesn't matter. As long as you feel them in your heart. Did your eyes open? Can you see out of them? Are your legs able to stand and carry you? Do you have water running out of a tap that you can turn on? Is there someone, somewhere in the world, maybe in your bed, maybe in your home, maybe thousands of miles away, who you love and who loves you and who sees you? Are you free to worship, to love, however you want? I mean, I'm just throwing out some very general ones. If you've got those, you are more blessed, luckier than 99% of people in the world. So gratitude. And then after gratitude, and after you finished your morning, shower, brushing, whatever, prayer and meditation. Do some pranayama, centers you. Do some japa, some chanting of a mantra. And then meditation. And I do it in that order because it helps the mind come in. The pranayama, then the japa. They lead so seamlessly into meditation that it's just like 1 minute you're doing your pranayama, the next minute you're chanting your mantra, and then you're just automatically meditating. And then at some point in the day, maybe first thing in the morning, maybe later in the day, work in some kind of practice for your body. Yoga, walking, some other exercise. Keeping the body healthy and strong. At night before you sleep, again, gratitude practice. Some meditation and then gratitude, or gratitude then meditation, either way. But just ending the day again with how blessed you are. And you'll find that it transforms you. It's transformed me. And obviously in the routine you want there to be flexibility. Not enough flexibility that the mind is like, oh, I don't know, today, maybe not. But flexibility in that there are nights you're awake really, really, really late for some reason. That you may need a little bit more sleep, no problem. Be flexible. But be flexible in the way that you stay with the routine even if a little bit of it got off. So okay, maybe you got up at 6:30 or 7 instead of earlier. But whenever you get up, start with your gratitude and your meditation whenever it is. So keep the routine even if pieces of it get knocked off. Early morning flight, no problem. Meditate on the plane. So this is how to bring that routine into our daily lives. And you'll see it transforms you.